So you've just been accepted into your PhD program, but the qualities that got you accepted are not necessarily the ones to get you through. Let me explain. So you open a new document and you try and write the perfect first sentence. However, this is not what your focus should be. At the beginning, you are trying to figure out so much and you're still developing your ideas. So don't set impossible standards at the beginning when you're actually just trying to get some progress going. Focus on messy drafts. Get your thoughts down onto paper, and once it's down on paper, you can start clarifying it through writing. Because writing is really thinking solidified. You might feel good sitting at your desk for 14 hours straight, but it's not likely to be as productive as what you think. Because if you're purely honest with yourself, most of that time is probably low impact work. Reading, rereading journals, answering emails, doing admin, and of course, getting distracted by your favorite social media. At the end of the day, you're just going to be exhausted and with very little to show for it. So shift from tracking hours spent at your desk to actually output that you can show someone. These can be as simple as ideas written down, questions clarified, or outlines drafted. But the trick is to focus on output and not just hours spent at your desk. You scroll through LinkedIn or ResearchGate and you see one of your connections publishing another journal paper or commenting about how they've finished another big chunk of their PhD. And you quietly start to have a panic attack because you haven't done anything measurable for the last month. You begin to feel like you're falling further and further behind and losing hope of ever getting anywhere with your work. And on a very emotional level, you're losing sight of what's actually important. You have to remember that your PhD journey is completely personal and has got nothing to do with their PhD journey. Everyone has slower and faster phases, and everyone also gets stuck at some point. Don't worry about anyone else's journey, and at the end of the day, it's completely irrelevant. You just have to do your own thesis, and you will get there, slowly but surely. You keep editing your drafts in private, promising yourself that you will share them once they're better. But weeks go by. No feedback means no course correction. Investing so much time in a version of something that might not even be on the right track. And unfortunately, your perfectionism has actually turned into a glorified form of procrastination. So try to find people to read your messy drafts as soon as possible. Also, in the age of AI, I would strongly recommend you use ChatGPT or whatever as a research coach. You can train it to become something really powerful for you during your research. And if you don't know what I mean, I've created a prompt template that you can copy and paste and get going straight away. Just have a look in the video description and have fun. No matter who you're getting your feedback from, it's not about being judged, it's about getting input and corrections along the way so you can get better, which is the main point. Just see the feedback as a tool for focusing and improving. Let me know in the comments what prompts you are using for your writing. Your to-do list is packed. Reading, emails, admin, and more reading. But none of it's writing. Always working, but you're actually not advancing on your thesis. Try and develop and implement a habit of actually writing. A focused 30 minutes of writing can bring you so much further than a distracted 5 hours of task switching. All 5 signs have one thing in common, is that they focus on proving your worth, but not building your processes. This mindset traps you in short-term thinking. You're chasing validation instead of trying to cultivate the skills that will eventually get you through your PhD thesis. Process-first productivity will mean that your progress will be sustainable and your outcomes will be much more valuable. So write badly, write often, and let the work get better through actual doing. If any of this feels too familiar, you're not failing, you're just starting. And early habits matter. The more you tie your self-worth to perfection, the harder your PhD journey will become. And this can seriously cost you years of frustration and delay. Never mind your health and mental well-being. So be gentle with yourself and focus on the habits that really build you up. If you like this video, you might like this video over here, where I talk about how I use a 2-book journaling system to protect my mental health through my PhD journey.